All right, y'all. I am back with W.A.G.s to Riches, Season 1, Episode 1, Wives and Girlfriends. Y'all, if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you have been a subscriber for the past 3 months, thank you. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. And please share. It would be great if you guys can like up the videos. The viewerships are great, thank you, but it would be great if you guys can just like my videos, please. I just want to keep myself in an algorithm of things. All right, so first of all, let me just let y'all know right now, Sherelle is a biatch. All right, I cannot. She wants to be the HBIC. I will give her that. You are the bitch in HBIC. Sorry about my language. I don't like this woman. I thought she was pretty cool when I saw her in Selling Sunset, but here, So, anyway, the episode starts with Sherelle. We see her and Chad out golfing. I'm assuming this is some type of golfing event. She invited all of the ladies. Alexis, I really like her. She is very level-headed to me. She's not one of those people that will, minimize someone based on whatever they've been through, i.e. Sherelle, okay? So she's an investor. She's the ex-wife of Amari Stoudemire. I don't know if y'all remember him, but I remember him as a young kid. He used to play basketball. I remember the name, the skin tone, but I forgot his face, until I saw him. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. So Ashley is another one of the ladies. She's a real estate broker and the wife of Philip Wheeler. I don't know what he is or what he does or who he is. So Portia is the brown noser. Her and Ashley basically are the brown nosers of Sherelle. They are the ass kissers, okay? So her and her husband Andre Berto, they meet up with Sherelle and Chad at the golfing event. Portia's another real estate agent, so I think she's the one who worked her and Ashley. I believe her, Ashley, and MJ, they all work under Sherelle. So Portia says that Sherelle is well connected, and if you're in, you're in, and if you're out, as if she's Jesus or somebody. Y'all, when I say y'all, I wanted to choke the entire piss out of Sherelle. Like, girl, she all right. So apparently Chad is wearing his ring for practice. I just want to make this really clear. I do not like Chad. I don't like men like Chad, and that's just where it is. And we gonna get to Tyreek Hill in a minute. All right, so we find out that Andre is retired. He doesn't wear his ring. He said because he's boxing, so I don't know if that's something he does for practice, not for practice, but for leisure, because apparently he's running a daddy daycare while Portia's out being the boss and, doing this and doing that. So it is apparent that, again, I think I mentioned this already, but Portia and Ashley's head is so far up Sherelle's ass, all right? Anyway, we meet Miranda, MJ. She's another real estate agent. She's a real estate agent / rapper. She's the girlfriend of Kodak, Ugly Ass Black. Yeah. And she has 2 kids. So she's in it, I was like, girl, why you don't have your kids in no stroller? Like, then she's 22 years old, y'all. So, she don't really know. She don't know what she don't know. And so she's in a jewelry store buying jewelry for her kids. And the baby's 2 under 2. That's what she calls them, the 2 under 2. She said it. She's gonna say it later. And so, and what 2 under 2 is, I have 2 kids that are under the ages of 2. Okay, and so she's trying on a necklace. Now I'm thinking, she's getting a necklace for her and Kodak. No, you're getting jewelry for your kids. Why do you have this big ass chain around this 5-month-old baby? Like, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Then everybody I'm sorry, y'all. I just have to rant just a little bit. Y'all get in these confessionals and y'all get all this money. You be like, I don't want my kids to not have what I have. What is it that you did not have? Because there is that thin line of spoiling them and say you're teaching them the value of money. They're 5 months and look like a 1-year-old baby. What are they going to learn? Especially if you're buying, to me, it's a contradiction. Especially if you're buying a big ass chain for a 5-month-old baby who don't even know what that is, and most likely is going to take that nasty ass chain and put it in their mouth and chew on it if you're not careful. I'm just saying. It just don't make sense. Learning the value of money is not spending a damn chain that was $32,000 on a baby. That is not learning the value of money. That is being over excessive at this point because you know you can do it. Again, I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. I feel like if you have it, do it. But at the same time, you cannot get on the screen and tell people you're teaching everybody a value of money if you're spending an obscene amount of money on a 5-month-old and a 1-year-old. Okay, and it's something that they can't even use. That's just like some of these celebrities buying their kids a car. Like, oh my God, like 15, 16, yes. Graduation, absolutely. But they can't drive. And then by the time the car don't even last, it takes like 5 years for a car to last. Like, come on, be for real. Anyway, so we meet Stoney. Stoney is a boutique owner. She's the ex-girlfriend of Rick Ross. Stoney, it seems like Stoney is the one that's going to be iced out this season. However, I will say this. The one thing I wish Stoney not do is wear that blonde hair. I love her in black. Like when she had the scenes with the black hair later on down, beautiful. Look beautiful. Fits her. The blonde, not so much. Anyway, Stoney meets up with Alexis, and we find out that Stoney was not invited to the golfing event, thanks to Sherelle. Now, to me, the reason for her not being invited, or the reason Sherelle won't with her, is ignorant AF to me, but we'll get there. And so Stoney feels like she's being boxed out, and everyone is hanging out. Everybody's doing different things without her, and I just feel like that's messed up. Like, why? You don't even have a valid reason not to like her. You just choosing not to like her just so you can keep some BS going for production's sake, I guess. Anyway, we find out that MJ and Stoney have been cool for about 3 years. We also understand that Stoney works with, MJ, don't forget y'all, MJ works for Sherelle at the real estate firm. You know, she's one of the real estate agents at her brokerage firm. So Alexis thinks that the ladies in the group could be intimidating by Stoney, and Stoney was like, I don't understand why. Like, we're all doing the same thing. We're doing different things, but ultimately we all are in the sector of being a boss. So what is it that I have that they don't have? What is it about me that they feel intimidated about? Anyway, Stoney says she still lives in her home that Rick Ross owned. She feels like she's living in a luxury prison. And I'm just going to say this, and y'all may not agree, and it may be rent-free until she get on her feet, house may be paid for, and all of that. But ma'am, it's just as simple as you moving out. You can move out. Point blank and period. You can move out. A lot of times people choose not to do it because it's familiar to them. Once again, y'all, I hope that I'm not coming off in a certain way, but it's just true tea. Like, you here because you choose to be here. Sometimes it's hard to get out of certain situations. I know it is. But at the same time, if you don't want to feel like you're in a prison, if you don't want to feel like you're suppressed, Get out of it. You have to make the ultimate choice whether you want to be there or not. And it's not that simple, but it can be simple if you work on it. So apparently, she was in a relationship about 15, 20 years ago with this guy. And, they made a sex tape. She was like, I just wanted to show my man how much I love him. Y'all, my notes. I wanted to love, how much I love him. So I wanted to do that, which to me, it is what it is. They've been in a relationship. They've done things. I don't feel like she did anything wrong, if you ask me. It's just a form of sex, y'all. With two people that love each other, it becomes a beautiful thing. What made it not beautiful is the fact that he exploited her. That was some messed up stuff. That he had his hands. He was the majority of the person that exploited her. Anyway, we got to get on to that. So we found out her ex cheated on her, and she outed him. She outed him to the woman he cheated on her with. At that time, Rick Ross was beefing with 50 Cent. Honestly, y'all, I really don't remember that. I don't think I was tuned in like that. But they were beefing real heavy. And so her ex, you took that sex tape and sent it to 50 Cent, and his ass leaked it. Y'all know I have a love-hate relationship with 50 Cent. Nigga is a ass, all right? And because you were beefing with this man, you use, like she said, you use this woman, you use Stoney as collateral damage. What really makes you a more up individual. These ain't, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not that person, but, and I'm glad she sued him. I'm glad she got her money. So Alexis asked Stoney if she think this is why the girls don't want to hang around her. And for me, I would have been like, girl, them, because you want to. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Anyway, Stoney says that she doesn't know because that was a long time ago, and they should be able to give her some form of grace. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing. That shouldn't even be something that you're harping on. It is what it is. So Stoney starts to cry because that tape has changed her life. She wanted, at that time, when everything came out, she really wanted to unalive herself, and she really felt like she let her kids down. And as a mom, anything you do, you always feel like, and it don't come out in the best situation, you always feel like you let your kids down. And I have a situation like that where I felt like I really let them down, and my kids were older. It was like a couple years ago, and I was like, man, I am learning now to give myself grace and to let it go. And that's after 3 years. And they don't make me feel like that, and I'm sure her kids don't make her feel like that, because that was long ago. Her daughter. Her daughter is 22. I forgot about that. I'm sure her daughter doesn't make her feel that way. I don't know this woman, but I've never seen or heard of anything, her having a tape. And I'm sure it could be out there, but even now, I'm not in a space to go look for something that she did so long ago for someone that she loved, and he decided to use that tape, weaponize her with that tape, because he was mad because of something he did. It's like, she should have been mad, but you're mad because she outed you out to the other woman. What I'm talking about? Anyway, Ashley, that's the one who has her head up Sherelle's ass, is having Taco Tuesday at her home, and we see that Alexis, Sherelle, and Portia are there. So apparently she didn't invite Stoney. Why she have this beef with Stoney, I don't know. But I feel like this beef is inherited. I feel like since Sherelle don't like her, Ashley and Portia gonna find a reason not to like her. Like, grow up. Y'all getting mad? I'm sorry, I don't get aggravated. I am hot. First of all, let me just say y'all this. I am still sick. I am trying to get to a better place. When I tell y'all I am burning up and the air is on, I'm burning up. So anyway, Portia tells the girls that Stoney reached out to her, and no, I'm sorry. Yes, that Stoney reached out to her, and she's gonna show Stoney a house. Ashley says, asks if she have proof of the funds, if her funds are proofing, and I was like, that's fucked up. Like, it is like you just trying to find a reason not to like this lady. I need someone to tell me what has she done. Only thing I can see is you don't like her because your boss doesn't like her. That is ignorant to me, and that makes you fake. And so Sherelle starts to laugh. And when I tell y'all she started to laugh, like, she is really laughing at this point. And Sherelle says when you Google her, it will say sex tape. And Alexis said, that Alexis tells them that Stoney and her are cool. So Sherelle says in her confessional, if she can't benefit from you, then she don't want to be around you. Okay, so what is it that you're needing from Stoney to benefit from? What is it that you feel like you need? Because I would like to think, to me, ultimately, it really feels like there is some intimidation going on, if you ask me. I do feel like Sherelle does think she's above all the other girls, but I think when it comes to Stoney, you can't compete where you don't compare. She's single, she's beautiful, she's chocolate. When I tell y'all Stoney is, to me, that girl, she is very beautiful. And I'm not, and again, sorry y'all. It's hot. Anyway, I don't know. To me, Stoney is that girl, but we just gonna have to keep on going and see. And I'm gonna try to give Sherelle grace, but right now, she is not a fave of mine, and it wouldn't probably never be throughout this duration, because we see she wants to be the HBIC / villain. All right. So, she says that if she can't benefit from you, she don't want to be around you. In the streets of saying Stoney was trying to figure out who she was. I totally doubt that. And now she's trying to play, I guess she's saying Stoney is trying to play the victim. Girl, I would think that your street information somehow comes from MJ, because her and MJ are cool. Her and Alexis are just now getting cool. But hey, we gonna see. We'll revisit this with later on down the line. But that's just how I feel. So Sherelle claimed every time she hears Stormy's name, she hear bad things. I call cap. I think you just need somebody. You need a villain, and since you have your minions, the villain needs to try to bully somebody. So you need somebody, because you can't, because these are the women that are your villain. These are these are your minions. So my MJ meets up with Sherelle, and she asks, MJ how are things with her and Kodak, and she said things was a lot worse with other girls, but she said it was like whatever. And I was like, girl, are you still with this man? And then Sherelle give her some. First of all, I will say this: Sherelle did suggest therapy to MJ, and she says that maybe you should take the therapy into consideration. MJ feels like she doesn't need any. MJ feels like she doesn't need any therapy. Sorry about that. And I can look at MJ and tell that she is falling apart from the seams. She does need therapy. You can look at her, having to deal with a man who's constantly cheating on you. You having a 5-month-old. I'm pretty sure there is some. I'm sorry, y'all. There is some postpartum depression there. I'm not here to diagnose anybody. I'm just saying she seems as though she is falling apart from the seams. Even at the seams, I'm sorry. It's just, you can look at her. You can look beyond her eyes, y'all, and tell something is there. But, most people at a young age, when they're not ready, they're not ready. And you can't make them ready. So, MJ says that she don't want to keep dealing with the embarrassment of Kodak constantly cheating on her. And, again, we have choices. All of her choices have consequences. And so Sherelle's stupid ass tell her, Kodak will be Kodak. Can MJ accept him? The way I would have cussed that bitch out. Girl, just like Chad will be Chad, and you'll probably accept him for who he is and still act like you the HBIC, when in reality you busting apart at the seams too. Anyway, MJ says that if he can accept her, and Sherelle says that she's crazy. So, let me get this straight. He goes and cheat on her with multiple women. She asks him to stop, and because she busts the windows out of his cars, you then get to tell her that she's crazy. So now you're gonna play in her face. If you're supposed to be mentoring her, girl, if you don't go to hell, they're gonna say, she reminds me, oh my God, MJ reminds me of myself. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Listen. Why am I getting so aggravated? Why am I getting so wound up and worked up? All right, she ain't telling me this, MJ just not ready. She not ready to give up Kodak, it seems. It's like, I'm confused, because are you with Kodak or are you not with Kodak? Because it sounds like that you are, but then in some of the scenes, again, production is a little choppy. So it seems like she is, and then it seems like she's not. So anyway, MJ thinks that they're better as co-parents. And then in the next scene, we meet Keita. We're at the party now. I want to say this is Alexis's party. Keita is a tech entrepreneur. She's the wife of Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill is one of them dudes that's loud, abrasive, common, ignorant as, and maybe I need to give him an opportunity, but for me, I feel like you showed jokes last night because you knew you was probably going to be on TV and you wanted to be on TV. He looks like one of those men who are very controlling, and in this moment, even when you look at Keita's face, she doesn't say anything. She's not going to say anything because he's probably an asshole who to everybody else looked like the nice guy. Anyway, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for saying this. I just don't want y'all to think that I'm just that girl, and I'm not. It's just like you call them, you see them for their works, and you call that out, because his whole attitude to me was some bullshit. I'm sorry. It really was. So I still say I was not going to be cussing and fussing in my videos. So then we meet Jules. Jules is an event producer, and she's the ex fiance of Duke Riley. I guess she was the one who was fired by Kanye back in March. I really don't know much about that. I think I seen it, but I just kind of kept it moving. So we see Tyreek doing a lot of talking to a lot of people. It's like you're trying to be seen. He give me LDE. Absolutely LDE. So he have to overcompensate in his personality. And he has to overcompensate by trying to be the man in his relationship. That means he has to have control in a relationship. Even as he looking at his wife, it's like, she looked like this. And that shit was, when I tell y'all that was cap to me, this was putting on. I'm sorry. He was putting on, if you ask me. But, all right. So, we see Sade. She is the wife of somebody named Chosen. He was the dude with the locks. She was sort of a mute because she didn't say much. Just like Keita didn't say much. We see Tyreek doing more talking than Sade. I mean, I'm sorry, than I'm sorry about that, y'all. Then Keita. Anyway, so Jules says that Kanye texted her and they talked about, he sent her a text about the situation and said somebody was doing some underhanded stuff. And she said, she been saying that all along, yada, yada, yada. And so Ashley, which I promise y'all, Ashley is going to be my other least favorite as well, because that's the one whose head is up Sherelle's. Ashley is very judgy towards Jules about the situation. So Stoney walks in. When I tell y'all, Stoney looked good with the hair and the outfit, and Sherelle's face is just as stink and turned up. Like, girl, why are you so turned up? But I'm still trying to figure out, what did she do to you? And her excuse was not valid. You just don't want to like her, and that's just the bottom line. You just choose not to like her. You don't want to like her. Anyway, Sherelle says to the lady she don't personally know Stormy, but some things are starting to come out. Like what? Because again, I call cap. Because if something was coming out, you would say it. But you keep saying the same two things. She's a porn star and a what they call that? Escort. Girl, shut up. So she says now it makes sense what people are saying about Stoney. Anyway, Jules asks, what do people say? And then Sherelle says that she's a porn star and an escort. So Jules asks, have anybody seen her videos? Sherelle says she's seen a little clip. So all you saw was a little clip. So based on a little clip that was put out 20 years ago, you just gonna judge this lady and you gonna oust her before you even get a chance to know her? Or you want her to kiss the ring and kiss your ass? Because no, ma'am. So Jules asked everybody if they ever recorded themselves having sex with somebody they love. A lot of the women raised their hand. The girl with the little curly hair, I don't know if that was Ashley or not. She was like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Okay, listen. I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. I will not admit or deny whether or not I have done something. All I know is, if it ain't hit the internet, it ain't never been done. That was a long time ago. Anyway, so Stormy walks up and she was like, wait, what? What happened? What's going on? And so Jules tell us. Like, let me tell y'all, when I tell y'all Jules wasn't even messy in this scene, now usually I'd be like, yeah, that was messy. No. Let's keep it all the way above. Jules says, Jules tells Stoney, these may not like you because you had a sex tape on camera, point blank and period. So Sherelle says to Stoney, she don't see, they was like, we didn't say that and yada, yada, yada. Sherelle says to Stoney, she don't see herself messing with Stoney because of her reputation. And I would like Sherelle to get off her high horse, okay? Stoney says, I'm not an escort, sweetie. So, and so she asked, so what y'all doing, patrolling my coochie? Okay? So, everybody was like, no, we not doing that, apparently. So Stoney said we are grown and says she's pretty sure they have pics, video. She tells Sherelle, we are grown and I'm sure you have pics and videos bent over for Ocho. And Sherelle said, I sure do. Okay, so why are you judging her? But then she gonna say it's not all over the internet. It may not be all over the internet, but just like you coming at her, you thought she didn't think her stuff was gonna be all over the internet. It's not like she woke up and said, oh, hey, put my stuff all over the internet. And I would like to think if it was all over the internet, if she was in that world, that's what she would keep producing. So, but then remember at Ashley's house, Sherelle said that this was over 15, 20 years ago. So why are you making it a thing today? Again, you just need a storyline. You need a storyline. So, Stoney asked, so you're not cooling with me basically because someone did some revenge porn on me? Sherelle gets on her high horse again and tells her to make sure she does it on her phone. Girl! So Sherelle was like, I was young and I was dumb. I didn't know. She did not know. Like, the way I would have cussed Sherelle out from A to Z, back and forward and back for playing with me. Production would have been like, you know what, ma'am? Go on and take your walking papers. We not gonna need you. We not gonna need you. Anyway, Stoney tells Sherelle, you're judging me and I don't understand why. Because you're choosing not to. I said because she's choosing not to be cool with that lady. So that was at the party. So I felt like in that moment too, Stoney was begging for her attention. Talk about, just tell me what you want me to do. I'm not doing the thing. If you don't like me, then you just don't damn like me. I don't like it. Well, if you don't like it, you don't just damn like it. I'm sorry, y'all. That's what Nene told what's her name? Candy. Well, I don't like it. Well, if you don't like it, you just don't damn like it. Anyway, so the next day, Stoney is at her shop. Y'all, she has some cute clothes. The little clothes that I saw was pretty cool. And so she saw a video of MJ fighting and found out MJ was arrested. She calls MJ phone, but no answer. And this is where the episode ends. I'm going to need MJ to act like she got some kids. I know we get young and dumb and we do some crazy stuff. But at the same time, ma'am, you need to think about your children. And you need to think of the consequences that comes with all of this. You chose to be with this rapper. Yeah, you have a baby for him doesn't mean you have to be with him, sweetheart. You do not have to be with him. You do not have to subject yourself to this. This is insane. This is insane to me. And now you out there fighting with hoes when you know they gonna keep coming and keep coming nonstop. So what you gonna do? Fight everybody? Or you gonna do because you're doing yourself a disservice and your kids a disservice. All right? Just leave. It gets better later. Okay? Do yourself a favor. Build yourself up, build your brand, and leave. You can co-parent. As you said earlier, you can co-parent. You don't have to respond to everything on social media. You don't have to respond to what people come up to you. You just don't. Silence is sometimes the best thing, young lady. And I'm only telling you this because, I was not the best person at 20, 21, 22. Okay? But I've learned. Over the years, I have learned I mean, now I'm not out there fighting and, I ain't fight. I just, never mind. All I'm saying is, when you have kids, you have to move in a way that you're going to make mistakes. But there are some things you have to have self-control. You have to have some type of self-control, especially when the consequence of it can hurt, can be damaging to your kids. That's all. Anyway, this was the episode end, y'all. I'll bring y'all 2 more shows for today, and y'all, I think 2. Yeah, I think Harlem and BT Family Business, and I am done for the day. So I will see y'all in the next one. Sorry to rant, but